Yes. Okay. We're live now. All right. Do we have anybody left in the stream?
I have no idea at the moment. Look at the manager here. No, but we went live again. It just hasn't updated on my OBS, which is weird.
All right. Well, what's up, everybody? Now that people can hear me, welcome to the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Guapo, the tutorial boss. And with me is an invisible version of the guy. What's up, Patrick?
What's up, man?
So, little bit of a technical issue, but I think we got it all sorted out. Houston, glad you're still here with us. It has been a crazy week, and this is just, the topper on the cake for that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
We've had rain. Go ahead, Patrick.
It's just been a day. All of a sudden.
It in fact has been a day, but that's okay. You know why? Because we're here, and no, it wasn't the Russians. It was the guerrilla militia. They was trying to silence me.
Yes.
Sons of bitches. Somebody was in a hurry just then.
That was the loudest thing I've ever. Okay.
But it has been a crazy week as far as the wrestling world goes. You know, we've had the rain, we've had all sorts of craziness. I'm on call. We've had to go to work. It's been wild, but here we are. And before we get too deep into it, I'd like to go ahead and throw some thank yous out there. Thank you to Ross and the boys from Labor 12 for our intro outro music. The track's called Headrush, album's called Monsters, and they are currently, last time I checked, tracking their new album. So it won't be long until we have a second Labor 12 album. You can find all the information you want to know about that at labor12.com. That's laborxii.com. Thank you to Joe and American Legacy for our Not Your Average merch. Thank you to JRebs 3D Printing. You see this little piece of awesome right here? Well, hold on. We're going to make it even more up. Do you see that piece of awesome? That is a JReb original. My boy Cameron hooked it up for me. If you have something you'd like to see in a light box like that, if you have a logo, just something you'd like to see shine like that, hit Cameron up at jrebs3dprinting.com, jrebs3dprinting.com. Thank you to heckyeahradio.com for putting a little button on their website that says Not Your Average Mark. If you happen to miss the podcast, shame on you for doing so, but you can catch the audio version there. Blind Ambition Studios for our awesome graphics, thewrestlingsociety.com for including us in their podcast room, and of course, my guest tonight, the guy. Thank you, Patrick, for all the good stuff you do.
You're welcome. And all the fuck ups I do.
Some of the good things you should check out if you haven't already is, of course, our website, notyouraverage.mark.com. All sorts of cool stuff there. We got bios, we got merch, we got calendars with what we're going to be doing. It's a pretty awesome little website. We've also got our Discord, which you can find on any of our socials. We do watch alongs. We did a watch along for the very early edition of Monday Night Raw. We've done SmackDown, the PLEs. We watch it, we talk about it. It's a good time. Love to see all of you there. That's about it on that. Of course, I do want to thank everybody that's in the chat, everybody that shows up and gives us a platform to do this. I can't tell you how much I appreciate all of you. So let's get into some wrestling, shall we?
Sure.
We're going to start off with the main roster moments. We'll start with SmackDown. If you watch SmackDown, biggest stage ever. Like, that stage was absolutely huge. Saudi, they don't do anything small, I don't think. Like, it was insanity. Not just the stage itself, but the Tron was huge as well. So it's the PLE stage, and I think setting up the PLE stage for the Go Home SmackDown was a really, really cool touch. It hits different, as the kids would say. So I really enjoyed that. Uh, we kicked off with Jimmy Uso versus JC Mateo, and that went about like I thought it would. Good match between the two. Jimmy gets the upper hand. Solo interferes. Jacob clears the ring. Like that's been kind of a thing, but they did it in a way this time that I enjoyed because it kept the heat going for Solo versus Jacob at Night of Champions. So they did a good job with that. We had Zelina Vega, the women's U.S. champion, going up against Julia. What a great match that was. Both of these ladies had quality back and forth. They both showcased, they both put it all right there in the ring. And the winner of that match was us. We, the people that were watching the show, were the winners of that match. In the history books, though, it's going to show that Julia won the match. She is now the women's United States champion. We had Jade and Asuka come out, and they did a good job of promoting their match. This is a skill that, you look for in the indies, the ability to promote a match. And these two do it as some of the best. No question about that. And then you add in Naomi coming out with the briefcase. It adds a whole nother level, adds more tension to it. It was, all in all, it was a good segment. We go from that to Ray Phoenix and Andrade going up against DIY. Holy hell, okay? All four of these guys are top caliber athletes, and you could tell it in this match. Phoenix and Andrade put on an absolute master class as far as their match went. The mixing of styles in this match made it good. And while none of them had a match on the PLE, they gave us a PLE level match. And I was very, very happy with it. Now, as far as the next segment that happened, look, I told him. I told my dog, Ron Killings, I said, Ron, you did cool stuff, but you probably shouldn't piss off Aleister Black. But did he listen? No. No, Ron doesn't listen to nobody. So he found out exactly why that's a bad idea. Got the black mask straight to the side of the head, and Aleister Black sits down beside him, says, I guess this makes us even. What this did was make a great transition after that into a feud between Damian Priest and Aleister Black. And I think this was a really, really good way to do this. Use what you've got going with Ron Killings to get a new feud started between Damian Priest and Aleister Black. And that's going to be good. The tag team titles were on the line. Of course, we've got the Street Profits as the champions going up against the Wyatt Six. And this was a beating, like an absolute brawl. They lit it up. And of course, being the show before PLE, we had all the other teams come out and insanity ensued. I don't know, the whole thing just got turned up a notch, and I dug it. I like it. I thought it was a good way to do this. The main event was better than I thought it was going to be, honestly. Now, don't get me wrong. Tiffany Stratton versus Nia Jax in a last woman standing match. I love the idea of PLE level matches on SmackDown. I always have. I thought it was a great idea. But I didn't have real high hopes for this one. Just because they're so different. So I'm not 100% what we were going to see out of this. These ladies proved me wrong and fought it out all the way to the end. And it was a damn good match. Of course, we had Naomi come in and try to cash in, and she was unsuccessful with that. All in all, a great main event. But it leaves me to ask you this. What is the only thing better than John Cena's Pipe Bomb 2.0?
Cake?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, well, cake is good. Cake is good. Like that's a solid number 3. Cameron, you're absolutely right. It was one of the best matches in a long time. Like those ladies showed up and showed out, and kudos to them. That was great. But the only thing better than John Cena's Pipe Bomb 2.0 is John Cena standing in the ring, holding the belt up, doing his thing, and hearing his old music hit. So you think you're untouchable. Um, what do you get? You get Punk Life. Word Life, that's a thing of the past. Now we got Punk Life. CM Punk comes out dressed like mid 2000s John Cena. He's got the Cubs jersey on, the backwards hat, the chain with the padlock on it, jean shorts, the whole nine. He even had the things on his hands, but instead of Word Life, they said drug free, which was a nice little touch. CM Punk comes out to the ring and starts cutting bars. Did John Cena write most of those bars? I'm 100% sure that's the case. But still, he was dropping bars and they got probably the biggest pop of the night. I absolutely, those two, you get them on the mic together, you let the creative flow in a situation with them, and it's going to be magic. And that's exactly what this was. Loved every minute of it. You had you had CM Punk cut a bar about, I'd be embarrassed if they hired my ex. One of the things he said was, you plagiarized my pipe bomb, so I'm stealing Word Life. Good use of plagiarized. Way to go, CM Punk. I still think I'm like 100% that CM Punk did not write that. That had to have been Cena wrote all that for him. All in all, a great way to go into Night of Champions. So I give the show a solid A. Patrick, what do you think?
Sure. Since my dumbass didn't watch any of it, yeah, I'll go with what you give.
Sounds good to you, huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm not copying your homework 100%.
Plagiarize. The word is plagiarize.
My bad. Plagiarize.
It's just the word of the day. Plagiarize.
Hashtag.
Yeah, go ahead and spell that.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
That takes us into Night of Champions on Saturday, which for us here in the great state of Texas was Noon of Champions. Riyadh was, or Riyadh, or however the hell you want to say it, they were loud as hell. Like, they gave the pops and the sound to go with that big ass stage they had. They kind of surprised me, I'm not gonna lie, by starting the show off with Cody Rhodes versus Randy Orton for the King of the Ring finals. These two are absolute veterans, so you already knew you were going to get a good match. And it was a great match, good back and forth, kept the crowd involved throughout. The crazy thing is, Randy Orton lines up for the punch. We're fixing to get the Viper of old, and then he hesitates, which is cool. I mean, it's a cool storyline to go with, but we did this once before with Sammy and KO. So I wonder if because KO's out there, they're redoing this. It's going to be a talking point for a while. I have no doubt. Why did he hesitate? Was the crowd getting to him? Is he losing a touch? It's going to be something. No way in hell Randy isn't at least somewhat legit injured. Like, he landed ugly on his back, and I've seen Randy sell before, and if he was selling, he was doing a damn good job of it because his back was like, there were things he couldn't do. He couldn't move right. You could tell his lower back was giving him fits. And then he pulled the turnbuckle cover off and ended up going ribs first into it. Like, I mean, coming in like this into it, which he had to have broke a rib. Any of you that were watching with us on the watch along, there's no way he didn't break a rib. So it was a good match. In the end, Cody got his hand raised. He is the 2025 King of the Ring. The next match in there is Rhea versus Raquel in a street fight. This was match of the night for me. 100% best match on the card for me. It was brutal from start to finish. They had one point where Rhea took her belt off and was just straight whipping Raquel Rodriguez with it. It was nasty. Like, it was bad. And this is the part, Patrick, that you're going to be upset about. Not only did you have Mommy and Raquel Rodriguez, but out comes Roxanne Perez as well. So all three of them out there.
I missed a good show.
You did miss a good show.
It's a good thing I have TikTok. Oh,
um,
and to go back just a hair, Randy did injure his spinal cord,
did he?
according to the Google search I just did. Uh, yeah, that's it apparently was an old injury that he actually re-injured. So
Right. He was out for a little while with a neck injury, and they found the back injury while they were working on his neck.
that
But
makes
I knew
sense.
there was no way he wasn't legit injured. But we do, of course, wish uh, fast healing, full healing for Randy Orton. Want to see him come back because you hate to see it. I mean, I wouldn't say this to his face because, but he's a little long in the tooth. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So, um, I do want to say to Roxanne Perez, welcome to the big leagues. Anytime mommy puts a trash can on you and then drop kicks it, you have made it to the big leagues.
Oh, is she taking out the trash?
It did, in fact, take out the trash. Um, one other thing I want to say, and probably one of the coolest things, at the end of the match, they put a table up on the top ropes, like in the corner, got on the table, which I was just sitting there going, this table's going to break. This is going to be really, really bad.
Yeah.
But Rhea ends up doing a riptide off the table onto the mat, which was insanity. But I do want to throw kudos to the ref in this match. I don't do that very often, but if you go back and watch it again, you'll notice that in a spot where they put the steps up on the apron next to the ropes, the ref is sitting there counting with one hand, telling him to get back in the ring and all that. His other hand is holding on to the steps to make sure whatever they're about to do, the steps aren't going to fall on them. And then with the riptide off of that table, same thing. He had his hand on the table, making sure it didn't fall over as best he could anyway from where he was, and made it look smooth as hell. So kudos to that ref for keeping people safe. That was really cool. We had Sammy versus Karrion Kross. It was a good match, but I'm intrigued a little bit to know where they're going with this. I thought they were going to do kind of a old school Bray Wyatt, you know, find your inner dark side, do it, kind of thing. Do it. But that's not what they did. Sammy got the clean win with the haluva kick, and so I'm not sure where they're going with this. I know I want to see more of Karrion Kross, and Sammy versus Karrion Kross is always a good thing. We had Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu for the U.S. title. This was a great match, and it did three major things. Number one, it showed even more that Jacob Fatu is the werewolf, the Samoan werewolf, because he'd get beat down and get right back up. I mean, he was good. But the big story in this one is two things. Number one, the return of Tonga Loa. So see, I'm watching it and I see JC Mateo come out. I'm like, yep, here comes JC to help Solo. And then I see a hooded figure come out of the crowd. I'm like, yep, here comes Jimmy Uso to help out Jacob. But no, it was Tonga Loa, who's been gone for a year, made his way back, and then out steps 7 foot and some change of this massive man known as Hikuleo, or I think they're going to be calling him in WWE Tala Tonga. And tall is a good word because this dude is just towering above everybody else. And between all of them, they do enough damage to Jacob Fatu to allow Solo to get the pin. And now we have a new United States champion. And he is never going to shut up about that.
Mm-hmm.
He will be insufferable.
Talatonga sounds familiar. Why does that sound
Well, we talked about it a while back because the WWE trademarked the name like 4 or 5 months ago.
familiar? Huh. Maybe
Yeah,
that's it.
Hikuleo, Tongaloa, and Tamatanga. Maybe that's what you're thinking. It was Tamatanga.
Maybe that's it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Something seems
Tamatanga,
familiar.
Tongaloa, and Hikuleo were known as the Gorillas of Destiny in New Japan. And if you haven't ever seen them in Japan, I highly suggest you go check it out on YouTube after the show. Good stuff. I mean, Tongaloa doesn't talk much on WWE, but he used to talk about bitch ass hoes and flaming Doritos. It's a whole thing. You got to check it out.
All that sounds too spicy.
It is the spiciness.
Oh, I'm white and redheaded. No thanks to the spice.
It is going to be cool to see where they're going because it's almost like they're setting up the Tongans with Solo against the bloodline. Like let me go ahead and throw this out there. Everybody's been talking about where's Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns is done. They're burying him. Blah 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 blah. No, they had a baby, and congrats to Roman Reigns and his wife on their new baby.
Yes. Also, he was doing a movie, so.
Well, I mean, he did. The movie's been a little while back though, but he's been out for an extended period because they have a baby now. His fourth, I think.
Oh.
Like you think by now he'd figure out what causes that.
No, I mean, he's just like me. He's getting a late start on the fourth one, but, you know, to each
But
their
I
own.
feel like we're gonna get. Uh, it's the water. See,
Yeah.
I don't know if I should say it. I'm gonna have to say it. I've heard people say that it's something in the water, but I personally believe it's something. It's moved beyond water. It's something in the air. In this particular instance, her feet,
A good
and he should learn
lord.
to stop
Have you
that.
seen his wife? Oh, gosh. She's
Put a
purty.
picture in the chat.
No, no, we'll get demonetized for.
But no, all joking and everything aside, congrats to them on their new baby. I hope he takes a little more time off to spend some time with his wife and his kids because I mean that's why all of us do what we do is for the family. So I can't be mad at a guy that's doing exactly that. But when he does come back, I feel like we get Roman and Jacob and Jimmy and maybe even Jay. And then on the other side, you've got Solo and JC Mateo and Tongaloa and Talatonga. And Tamatonga is going to return at some point, and Zilla Fatu is going to come in on the bloodline. I mean, there's a whole lot of place this could go, and it could end up being huge. So I like that they brought Hikuleo in, or Talatonga, as it were. What?
No, just nothing.
Stop ogling or ogling.
Well, I saw Texans comment before you did,
Yeah.
which is I don't know what it is
All
about
right,
certain words. Twitch.
Patrick, talk to the good people.
Uh,
Now look now.
you haven't seen her? That she got plenty of cake.
Let's
Personality.
look.
Sorry,
Holy hell.
personality. She's got great personality. But
That girl got ass dounding taste in dresses.
all right, that's the show, ladies and
Wow.
gentlemen. We gotta go.
Good job, Roman.
Right?
Sorry, I had to check it out. Everybody's talking about it. I had to see what I'm missing here.
Hey, nobody's blaming you.
So That takes us to the Queen of the Ring, Asuka versus Jade Cargill. And it's exactly what the Queen of the Ring match should be. Both of them shined. And even though she lost the crown to Jade, I think this still sets Asuka up for big things moving forward without hurting her character at all. Like, she just came back and she was already in the finals for Queen of the Ring. I don't think this hurts her character in the least. So, Jade is going to go on. Just my opinion here. I don't think Tiffany Stratton keeps the belt through SummerSlam. Because for those that don't know, the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring get a shot at their respective champions at SummerSlam. I don't think Tiffany's going to keep the title till then. I think that she's going to get beat by either Nia Jax or possibly a cash in from Naomi. But somehow or another, we're going to end up at SummerSlam with Naomi, Jade Cargill, and Bianca Belair. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the match. Mm-hmm. 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 And so I'm waiting for it. And I still think we end up with Asuka versus Io. It may be for number one contenders because we found out, and we'll talk about this a little more in Raw, we found out that Rhea and Io will be going at it on the 12th at Saturday night's main event.
That makes sense.
So,
because I haven't seen her in a little while. Well, also,
and we were actually discussing that the other day. Is where has Io been? And I think they just kind of had her step back for a minute and let's get all the pieces in place and then move forward.
Oh, I thought her visa ran out or something.
Yeah, I showed up. That's what it was. Thank you, everybody. That's.
Oh God!
All right, so here's the deal. Your boy is tired. If you can't tell.
Yeah, we can tell.
So that takes us to our main event for Night of Champions: CM Punk versus John Cena, and it was exactly what we thought it would be. Two 18-year rivals beating the holy hell out of each other. That's what that was. So lots of back and forth between those two, and then out comes Seth and his crew, which I've got to say I was not expecting at all.
Why? Like the whole situation's been Seth interrupting everybody.
Fair. Well, Seth and the boys come out, and just when you get Punk fighting people away, you get John Cena fighting people away. They end up back in the ring, and Seth Rollins holds his hand out, goes to shake his hand, say, "Good, let's go back to a clean fight." And so John Cena shakes his hand, pulls him in for the hug. Everybody's happy except for the fact that we see a smile, or the loss of a smile that we saw once before with Cody Rhodes. And Cena ends up taking CM Punk down and winning. So here's the deal on this. This was a good way for Cena and Punk to happen without Cena losing the title and without Punk taking the clean one-on-one pin. Because you just can't have that. Not at this point. Like that's coming at some point, but you can't have it now. So this was having the interference and then the ref not seeing this. Speaking of refs, holy shnikes. I almost said something I'm not supposed to say. So Seth is looking at cashing in, and he's calling for a ref. And here comes Charles Robinson, 60-year-old Charles Robinson, sprinting down the ramp, almost to the ring, and out of nowhere, John Cena shoulder tackles him into next gear. Mm-hmm. Like, it was ugly. So, once Cena gets him down, the original ref makes his way back in the ring. Yeah, Jello, that's what I was just talking about is poor Charles Robinson, man. I can't imagine taking a shot like that at 60 years old. And they showed a clip, everybody's getting up, leaving and everything, and everybody's already gone to the back. Charles Robinson's still laying on the floor. Like, he was done. All in all, good PLE. There were surprises there I didn't see coming, and I know I haven't been doing this very long, but it's kind of hard to pull one over on me in something like this because some of this gets a little predictable.
Yeah.
I give it an A. I do. I give it a solid A.
Judging by the sound of it, I think my camera just.
That was the hit heard around Saudi. It was. You know. See, no, I was gonna throw a Saudi and Iran joke in there, but I'm gonna leave it alone.
Yeah, you should probably leave that one
alone. That honestly, that's what I've heard is that that wasn't practice. That wasn't even discussed. It just happened. And if I'm Charles Robinson, I'm pissed. Don't get me wrong, he's getting all the talk about him right now. But if I'm him, I'm pissed because if I'm running that fast and don't see it coming, man, it's bad.
Yeah, I'd be mad as hell too. Not something on. Yeah, no, I'd be pissed as fuck.
Yeah. Cameron says they purposely made the ramp super long just for that. You know, it worked. It absolutely worked. So, you know, we get a day to rest on Sunday from that. That takes us into Monday Night Raw, which, before I go any further, if you haven't already done it, please click all the things, all the socials, all the likes, the follows, the subscribes, the bells, the whistles, all of it. Click it all the things. It helps us out. It helps our algorithm. It helps us know what people like, what people don't. Lets us see what we can do more of or need to do less of. So if you haven't done it yet, go click all the things.
I'm just saying, I'm still trying to get my damn camera to work. It's not working.
See, he didn't click enough of the things.
Yeah.
And now his camera doesn't work. Like I said, that takes us into Raw Monday night. Early Monday night. Show from Pittsburgh starting at 5 o'clock here in good old West Texas, as opposed to its normal 7. And the reason for that, I went ahead and looked it up because I was like, why are we starting so early when they announced it? They did Raw, and immediately following they taped SmackDown because Triple H said these guys need to go home for the holiday because tomorrow, as you know, is Independence Day. Happy Independence Day to everybody for tomorrow. Happy July 4th. We will be streaming SmackDown. So if you are not somebody that already does, check out our Discord. We'll be watching SmackDown, doing a watch along, talking about it. So,
oh, and don't set dumpsters on fire.
And don't set. All right, so story time with Uncle Guapo here. Myself, my wife, Patrick, his wife, their kids, we all went out to an area where it's okay to shoot fireworks a couple years ago. And we shot the fireworks. Everybody's having a great time. We get done with ours. We're watching some of the other people shoot theirs. And then all of a sudden, there's a dumpster off in the corner that is now on fire. Thought, this could be bad. So as soon as we heard the sirens for the fire truck so that we knew it was going to be taken care of, out, gone. See you later, bye.
Yeah.
Because the people that started the dumpster fire didn't hang around.
Give me 1 second. I will be right back. No, child aggro.
All right. Child aggro. There's a new phrase for you. All right. So Rhea Ripley starting the show was and is always a great idea. Like, it's just you're not gonna have a bad segment with Rhea Ripley. Mommy's always on top. And using that to set up the match between her and Io Sky at Saturday night's main event got a huge pop. Like, I think that may have been the biggest pop of the night. I don't know for sure, but I think that's the direction they're moving in. I think Rhea may win the belt at Saturday night's main event, and we're going to get into a feud between Io Sky and Asuka that may end up taking them against Raquel Rodriguez and now Roxanne Perez, women's tag team champions, because it was announced on Raw that, you know, Roxanne Perez is going to be allowed to take the place of an injured Liv Morgan, which is not going to make Liv Morgan happy. I just want to throw that out there. However, at Evolution on July 13th, they're going to have to prove themselves against a tag team from Raw, a tag team from SmackDown, and a tag team from NXT. I don't know who the tag team from NXT is going to be just yet. I'm not even 100% sure who it's going to be from SmackDown. But I almost feel like it's going to be, if Io loses the title at Saturday night's main event, then Io and Asuka are going to be the tag team from Raw. So that's a little long-term booking for you. I guess not that long. It's a couple weeks away. But that's kind of the way I think that's going to work. And since we're talking about tag team titles, we had our tag team champions, a New Day, or Uday as I like to say, go up against Judgment Day. It's all sorts of days going on here. JD McDonough and Finn Balor are your new tag team champions. I figured something like this was going to happen. I'm not sure what they're going to do with the New Day following this. Like, I'm not sure what the plan is for them. But I felt like they were going to try to get the belts on Finn and JD just because, as it stands right now, with Liv injured and with Carlito gone, everybody in the Judgment Day has gold now. Finn and JD McDonough have the tag team titles. Raquel and Roxanne Perez have the women's tag team titles. And Dom is your Intercontinental Champion. Everybody in the Judgment Day has gold right now. Jello said, I have a dream. Wrong holiday. Judgment Day loses all their belts on the same night. Wouldn't that be great? Like, wouldn't that be just outstanding? Have we corrected the child aggro?
Yes, we has. She wanted to play a game.
We're talking about the fact that JD McDonough and Finn Balor are your new tag team champions. They beat the Uday, and now everybody in the Judgment Day has gold.
Sweet. I mean,
I kind of got to go with Jello on this, though. He says he has a dream that Judgment Day loses all their belts on the same night.
Yeah, that would be.
That would send them into peril.
Yes, but hilarious.
Yes, the hilarity would ensue for sure. We got Sheamus versus Rusev. This was a good big guy match. I mean, bottom line, they both left it all in the ring. And just a little side note for you. This is the first singles match they've had against each other since March 11, 2014.
Ooh.
And they did not disappoint. Like, fighting back and forth at each other. Like, you think Sheamus is done, and then he starts getting back up, hulking out. You know, hit me again.
That's that
Same
ginger.
thing with Rusev. It was what?
So that's that ginger in him.
Yeah, that's the ginger.
That's all I'm saying.
What? I've heard something else because I'm tired. That's why I had to ask you. What did you say?
Oh, I just said that's all I'm saying. It was just that ginger in him. Take a hit.
It is.
Going.
Hashtag it's that ginger.
Meat slapping.
Say what?
This is a Jello's comment of meat slapping.
It was. What is it? Big meaty men slapping meat.
Wow.
That's a Big E quote. That ain't mine.
I'm just saying that's a big mouthful of meat.
I don't know about the mouthful. Like, it's 2025. You do what you do. But those were some big dudes fighting each other. You're going to get me thrown off this damn platform, Patrick. Stop it.
Nah. I've seen and heard people do worse.
So we get to Gunther, who cut an absolutely fire promo on Goldberg. I still say that the only thing Goldberg is bringing to the table is his name, and somebody's going to get to say, "I retired Goldberg."
That dude is so
Uh,
fucking old.
58.
Yeah. That's what, 2 years?
58-year-old Goldberg against Gunther in his prime. I don't know how old Gunther is, but Gunther in his prime for sure.
I'd say like 40,
Let's look.
30, 35 maybe.
Let's find out.
Swear to God, if you tell me he's
How
like
old
25, I'm gonna
is
flip
Gunther?
shit.
23. No, I'm just kidding. He's 37. 37 years old. And he's going up against somebody who is 58
That's just bad
in
taste.
Bill Goldberg.
Bad manners.
But this fire promo that he cut brought out the visionary himself. He is a visionary. He is a revolutionary. He is Seth freaking Rollins. They have a back and forth. CM Punk comes running to the ring with evil intentions for Rollins, who, after taking a couple of shots, hightailed it out through the crowd. And CM Punk standing on the rope, calling him a coward. He was not happy at all. And he gets down off the rope, starts to walk out, and Gunther grabs his arm. He turns around and pushes Gunther, knocks him on his ass. Says, "Stat him away," and turns around and walks out of the ring. And Gunther's sitting up against the ropes, going, "What the hell just happened here? At what point did I lose control of this?" So the big part of this for me was Punk pushing Gunther down, because not only did he tell Gunther to stay out of his way. It's not time for no children.
Misclick on the mouse. Misclick on the mouse.
It's not time for that yet.
Just saying this whole segment's a clown show, right?
Jello, you may be right. Jello saying, "I still say Goldberg injures himself training for the match." I mean, it's possible. But not only did Punk push Gunther down and tell him, "Stay the hell out of my way," LA Knight was in the back, yeah. And he said, "You need to, I know you want him." This may be the clown show episode.
Brother, for real. I think all of the situations.
This is the face of sleep deprivation. Take a good look.
And I was not prepared to be on the podcast tonight. Surprise, yeah.
But he told LA Knight, "Look, get to the back of you want a piece of Seth Rollins, get to the back of the line." Well, it was announced right before that it's Seth Rollins versus LA Knight at Saturday night's main event. So LA Knight says, "Back of the line, son, I am the line." Yeah. Walks off. So take that for what you will. We get
good character.
LA Knight is a good character, and we almost didn't have him. For those that are unaware, it wasn't until he found the LA Knight character that they took him off the chopping block.
Huh.
Because he just wasn't going over in WWE. Like, he had the character, it wasn't LA Knight. He was Max Dupree for a little while. And, he had he's always done the thing. Go to YouTube and watch some of his interviews. Like, the thing came from him being in high school, and his coach would call on him and be like, "Yeah." Eli Drake, yeah. So that the thing just kind of stuck from high school. But it is a great character, and having him go up against Seth, I'm glad they're finally putting him in matches against names. What's up, Darkside? Glad you could join us for the Clown Show episode of the Not Your Average Mark Wrestling Podcast.
Brother.
It's been a day, brother. It's been a day.
God.
We went from that to Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria. You already know it's going to be a good match. I don't know how many times I've said in the past, it doesn't matter who you put in the ring. with Bayley. She's going to elevate that person and the match. That's just who Bayley is, or as I like to call her, Bayley Cakes. Oh, I have news. Trick Williams has actually shown up on TNA TV. What? Trick Williams on TNA television. All right.
What is a Trick Williams?
Look, I know we called it the clown show, but you gotta hush. Embarrassed. Embarrassing me. Trick Williams is from NXT.
Ah.
You know what, Dark Side? We're glad you could be here as well. Is he cut? I've got to ask. See, you got my attention now, Jello. I've got to ask: is he cutting promo or is he actually fighting? I'll wait for that response to go ahead and talk about Bayley and Lyra. Bayley Cakes and Lyra was for the number one contenders spot against Becky Lynch, and it happened to be a questionable ending, I guess is the best way to put it. The kind of questionable ending that sets up a triple threat, which I'm sure that announcement is coming. Trick Williams is the TNA heavyweight champion and under an NXT contract. That's right. Trick does have the TNA heavyweight championship. I know Hendry was talking about getting ready to get back on track or whatever. He had a decent promo the other night. Promo that became a brawl. I could see that. No, but with the Bayley versus Lyra thing, you know, you've got the Bayley to belly suplex, turns her over, and then her shoulders are down and Lyra's shoulders are down. 1, 2, 3. The referee says it's a draw. Nobody wins. So now there's no number one contender to Becky Lynch's Intercontinental title. Well, what do you do about that? I think you take Bayley Cakes and Lyra Valkyria and you put them in a triple threat. And I truly believe that's what's going to happen. And I am here for it.
Bayley Cakes.
Hey, leave my Bayley Cakes alone. We had Sammy and Penta teaming up against Braun Breaker and Big Bronson Reed. Sammy and Penta teaming together is the gift the world didn't know they needed. Like, seriously. So we have a spot where Sammy's already hurt because Karrion Kross attacked him in the backstage. So he's got, all the bandages and stuff around his ribs. And there's a spot where Penta and Sammy are both in the ring and they both do his smooth operator strut and then fly out of the ring onto everybody. It was awesome. Like, I loved every minute of that. These two need to team more often. In the end, the bigger men prevail, of course, because that's the way that works. But I need some more of Penta and Sammy showing some Cero Miedo because that was awesome. All in all, good showing for right after an international show. I really didn't expect to have everybody out there because they did just have a huge international show that, from what I understand, the way I read it, once they got done was a 17-hour flight home.
Gross.
That's a long damn flight.
Talk about jet lag.
So I didn't expect to have a whole lot of the people on there, and some of them that had matches. Sami Zayn and Seth Rollins showed up with his guys, and they were there. I mean, Rhea Ripley started the show, and she was like, they all flew in Monday morning. They got there Monday morning, from what I understand.
Bleh.
So, yeah.
Bleh, bleh.
So, for being right after an international show, it's A's across the board. I think all of them are good. Now, normally, this is the point where I would do notes from the clown show. But since this whole thing has been a clown show and I haven't had the opportunity to watch anything from AEW, I have no notes from the clown show this time.
Do you want me to still play it anyway?
Yeah, play it anyway, just because it's fun.
Play. Oh god.
It's notes from the clown show. Here's my notes from the clown show. Mercedes Monet, no, stop it. Just stop pushing her the way she's being pushed, because no. Next thing, Tony Khan, you're a clown. I don't care what you say. You have some of your best talent. Like, I get trying to do a brand split. Okay, I understand you've got Dynamite, you've got Collision, but I don't think anybody really looks at Collision as an equal to Dynamite. You have some of your best talent on Collision. You've got Adam Cole over there. You've got Josh Alexander over there. I mean, it's people you should be on your flagship show, and they're not. I've got Jello in the chat saying he can help. Give us some clown show notes, Jello. MJF, the whole. I can't wait to see. The one thing I did see something about that I want to see is this coming up week, this next week, on Dynamite. MJF and Mark Briscoe are supposed to step in the ring to have, as Mark Briscoe put it, a talkie talk. And I want to see that. Mox versus Hangman is now a Texas death match at All In Texas. I saw they were going to do the Texas death match, and Mox was like, no, I'm not going to do that. Jello, I love it.
And thank you, Darkseid, for that.
Yeah. Yes. The guy does good stuff, man. He keeps things going, and
not today.
It's appreciated.
It's not today. Today is not the day.
Have you ever noticed that their entrance tunnels look like arseholes? And what comes out of arseholes? They do. Let me not say everything they do is, but like the idea of putting Swerve Strickland and shit, I forgot his name, Flippy Boy. I'm so tired right now. Putting them together in a tag team was a great idea. Like, they have great chemistry, but I don't know, just a lot of the things that are going on. It seems like, look, we're going to do this thing. We're going to do this thing. Okay, look at this other thing, because we're not going to do this just yet. We'll come back to that later. And it's like, stop it.
Stop.
Yeah. Horrible Hangman, Jon Moxley, 20 minutes of nothing. And I believe that. Jon Moxley, let me tell you about Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley hasn't done a damn thing since he was Dean Ambrose. His career path, which was supposed to go from here at WWE like this at AEW, did this. And now it's been flat for a year, if not more. Mercedes Monet is an absolute botch fest. Absolutely 100%. That is correct. I'm sorry. I have nothing for Mercedes Monet. And why they keep throwing gold on her, I'll never understand. It's in her contract. I still say, I'm going to throw this out there because I still say this is what's going on. She was told in her contract when they signed her, she was told she would win a certain number of titles. And I think they've realized what the mistake was they made. And they're like, here, have them all right now and then go away. I'm just saying. After that, I had to stop watching before I lost the. Will Ospreay was Flippy Man. I couldn't remember his name. Swerve Strickland and Will Ospreay are doing good things together. Now, the clown show. Let me not talk shit for a minute and talk real. It's so disjointed. You know, with WWE, for instance, you move from this segment to this segment to this segment to this segment. Everything runs smooth. Perfect example, when Rhea hurt herself, They went out of that into 30 minutes of Jey Uso's entrance and him yeeting all over the crowd and the announce table and the ring and just yeeting all over everything. But they kept things moving smoothly. AEW just seems so disjointed with their stories because they don't really have any. They're like, we've got this 3-match series and that's the end of that. Or if they do find a story, like they've got the MJF joining the Hurt Syndicate, they run it for so long that everybody stops caring. So I hope that AEW pulls their shit together and starts doing something, anything to be better than they are right now. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Scroll on next video.
Scroll on the next video. AEW has become a bad cartoon. It really has. Like it's hard to watch. I'll tell you what's going to happen. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. For you, our loyal viewers, I'm going to sit down on Wednesday night and I am going to watch a full episode of Dynamite. And I'm going to report back.
Mm-hmm.
Because I hate myself. That's why. Because I've delivered this clown show of a podcast to you guys tonight, I'm going to punish myself by watching the actual clown show.
I think I'd rather sit in the back of a corner and punch myself in the nutsack a few hundred times.
That's called smasturbating.
Oh.
Deadpool. He told me. The Hulk fists and never mind. It's a whole thing we'll get into later.
Let's not, Jello. Let's not do an AEW watch party and say we did.
I like that. Don't torture yourself like that. Just let Big Sid deal with you. You know, it's almost the same. Let's do an AEW. Don't you cuss me. You know what? Screw it. One time only. Only once. We're going to do an AEW watch party this Wednesday. I love the sigh of derision there.
I have to work that day.
That's okay. It comes on after you get home.
Oh, I've got Baldur's Gate 3 to mess with.
We are. We're going to, one time only, we're going to do an AEW watch party, and I am going to be talking ass shit the whole time.
Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe I might have to step in for that.
Yeah, see, you should. But that, ladies and gentlemen, with the announcement that we are going to do an AEW watch along, I can't believe those words came out of my mouth. That was Notes from the Clown Show.
Yeah.
So, with the about 15 minutes we have left, it's time to talk West Texas independent wrestling. We have 2 good shows coming up this month. July 12th, TMW Event Center, we have BCW Hot Blooded, and this is going to be a lot of fun. You got monsters to hunt, do you, Darkside? The sigh was real. I expect all of you to be there. If I'm going to do this, I expect y'all to be there watching this with me. BCW Hot Blooded. Before I get into how cool this show is going to be, I do want to tell you about what's happening before the show. 9:30 to 12, or 9:30 to 12:30. We're going to be doing a blood drive at the TMW Event Center. Anybody that shows up and gives blood gets free tickets to the show. You help save a life, you come watch the show. It's that easy. It will be at the TMW Event Center, 202 Avenue H, Levelland, Texas, from 9:30 Saturday, July 12th to 12:30. And I hope, last year we got, I think it was like 12 or 14 blood donations, and I'd love to beat that this year. So if you're in the area, you want to come watch the show, and you're like, oh, I don't have any tickets, come give blood. Get you some free tickets. Come watch the show. It's going to be a great one. I do want to throw out some love to Mike Caldwell on this because he's the one that comes up with the charities that we donate to. And Hot Blooded is our big summer show, so having the opportunity to do a blood drive ahead of that show is awesome. And kudos to Mike for coming up with that. Let's talk about what's going on. So we've got 2 matches announced, 2 just standard matches. The first one is going to be Axel Savage re-debuting at BCW Texas. He hasn't been there in a long time, but he's coming back to go up against Devian Black. Devian Black, of course, a huge superstar out in Oklahoma, coming to West Texas to show what he can do. So it's going to be a good match. It's going to be a very physical match, and I'm looking forward to that one. The other match is for the BCW Texas Championship. Your champion, the top hand, Damo McCullough, will be going against Franco D'Angelo, the leader of the Guerrilla Militia and the guy that needs to stay the hell away from me.
I was waiting. I just wanted to hear what you were going to say. Oh, good Lord.
That's what I got to say about it. They need to stay the hell away from me. Did you hear about Jesse the Kid calling you out for not having him on the card? I did, and I'm actually, as soon as the podcast over, I'm going to address that. So be watching the socials. I'm going to answer to that.
In your sleep? You're gonna.
No, I'm gonna do it before I go to sleep while I got the crazy eyes.
Oh, okay.
So those are the 2 matches we've got that are the standard matches. Everything else is going to be the Barn Burner Invitational Tournament, the very first Barn Burner Invitational Tournament. And we have got a cool setup for this. So it's got 3 stages, right? Old SNL joke. It's got 3 stages. The first one is a reverse battle royal. We have 15 people are all going to start on the outside of the ring. And we're going to ring the bell. Chaos will ensue. And the first 7 people that can get into the ring over the top rope move on to the next section of the tournament. That section being a traditional battle royal where you have to throw your opponent over the top rope. Now, here's the cool thing about this. You've got 7 people. You've got a tournament bracket that needs to be filled. So as people are thrown over the top rope, that's where they land in the bracket. So the first 2 people that are thrown over the top rope will go against each other. The second, the 3rd and 4th people will go against each other, and the 5th and 6th people will go against each other, which leaves the winner of the Battle Royal who will get a bye in the first round of the tournament. The tournament is single elimination. We go till we have a winner, and that winner is going to receive the BCW disc. It's a disc that has BCW logo, says Barn Burner Invitational Tournament, and whoever has that has the opportunity to cash it in for a shot at the BCW Texas title at their discretion. So it's going to, Jello saying I live for chaos. It's definitely going to be chaotic. And when you look at some of the things you've got going on right now, you've got the Bloods and the Guerrilla Militia, all sorts of beef going on there. You've got Marty Snow, and you've got the Good Doctor, Marcus MD. A lot of respect for each other, but they're going to be out there as well. You've got tag teams out there. You've got TJ Slater, Atticus Wild, Nefarious, the BCW Old School Tag Team Champions are involved in this tournament. You've got a relatively new tag team, but not new people to BCW. You've got Mac the Franchise and Draven Reeves, certified franchise. They're involved in this. Emilio, Chasing Cash, Chris Watson. I mean, all sorts of people involved in this.
Yeah, there you go. I was waiting for it. Chris Watson.
Brandon Groom. Brandon Groom's going to be involved. There's so many people involved in this first section of 15. It's going to be absolute chaos, and I, for one, am going to take my spot up by commentary because I want no parts or pieces of that.
Coming back to where you
I
started.
can't wait for it. It's gonna be a really awesome show. And as much as I talk about hoping that you guys come out, wanting to be everybody to be able to see it, I really do suggest coming out. This is a new kind of show. Um, this is something we haven't done before that I'm excited about, and I want everybody to see it. Granted, the guy's going to be there. We're going to be shooting video of the whole thing, so it will be out. But there's watching it on video and seeing it in person are just two different things.
Yes,
You can attest to that, Patrick. You know.
I can. Yeah, and believe me, I have to rewatch the show multiple times. So, like, I totally understand. It is definitely a better show live than it is on video. And plus, there's a bunch of edits that happen during the video that you don't get to see. You also don't get to buy the merch that you want from your favorite wrestlers. All that, like going there and actually shaking hands with a potential new WWE star. You never know which one of those wrestlers is actually going to move forward and not be in BCW anymore. They go to actual television. And you're like, oh shit, I know that guy. Like, I shook his hand.
Yeah.
I got a signed T-shirt from that guy. Whatever the case, or girl. There's like Lilith's there and a few others. I can't remember off the top of my head. But yeah, it's a much better show live than it is on the video.
My thing is, how many times have we watched SmackDown and a medic comes out that looks eerily like Justin Taylor or security, or you start seeing guys. "Oh, I know that guy. I know that guy. I've had that guy on my podcast. I've got a signed shirt from this guy," and you're seeing him on SmackDown or Raw or Lord help him AEW.
Like Cappuccino Jones, we saw him at Squared Circle Pro,
Absolutely.
and now he's in.
Cappuccino Jones now with the WWE ID program, and he's on Evolve.
There you go.
That's
And
I mean,
to be honest with you, I only saw Cappuccino one time before he went there. I don't know how long he was in the business beforehand.
Who's to say somebody in this 15-person battle royal or reverse battle royal, you're not going to turn on your TV one day and see them on TNA?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
mm-hmm.
it's truly possible, and there's a couple of people that if they're not on televised wrestling in the next 6 to 12 months, I'm going to be shocked. So make sure you come out, check it out. And Houston making a good point. We have two members of the LZ administration with Draven and Quitretin. So let's get into that. Let's go ahead and talk about Squared Circle Pro Drunk with Power. It's going to be July 26th at Jake's Back Room, Lubbock, Texas. $10 at the door. You can't do better than that. I have been asked 100 times, what the hell is going on with Rick LZ? And the truth of the matter is, I don't know. It's a circle I was once in, and I am no longer. I'm making it a point to not say anything that's going to get me talked to at the next show.
Get you a stern talking to.
Chris Watson has a nickname when he wears his cowboy hat and his cool ass duster to the ring. Was given to him at the last Squared Circle Pro show that they started calling Enchanting Brokeback Mountain. Kind of comical. I dug it a little bit. But as far as Drunk with Power, here's what I can tell you about Drunk with Power. I've seen the poster, as I'm sure many of you have if you're following the Squared Circle Pro socials. And there are some people that I was not expecting to see on that poster. One of them being Charlie 50. I haven't seen Charlie 50 at Squared Circle Pro in a minute. Like, he came out for a second whenever the guys won the tag titles. But as far as being on a poster being advertised. I haven't seen Charlie 50 in a minute. And standing across from him on the other side of the poster is from New Mexico, Hobo Hank. It's been a year and a half, 2 years since I've seen Hobo Hank at a Squared Circle Pro show. So I'm interested to see what's going on there. You've got, of course, the LZ administration on there. I mean, we'll pull up the poster. Remember who I was on it. So that's the thing that gets me is I used to get updates on all of this, and I don't anymore.
Lamigra, Charlie 50. We got Chris Watson, Phoenix, Emilio, or CWO. That face is new. I don't know who that is.
All right. Now I got to address Jesse James.
Oh, Jesse James.
No, Jesse James is on there.
Oh.
Jesse the Kid James, I invited him to come check out the podcast because I'm a nice guy, you know?
It has been a clown
so I
show.
sent him an invite.
The podcast.
Say what?
I said it has been a clown show of a podcast, so
it's probably better that he didn't come to this one. But he is given a comment, says, maybe I can come on sometime and tell you how to treat your talent. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen.
He's like 18, 19, a young kid.
He was older than that kid. Rick did come out and talk about that with us. That match got announced on our podcast last Sunday for after the show. Remind me what that match was that got announced for after the show. As I listened to all the damn fireworks going off.
I was gonna say they're over here too.
I live in the middle of town. I'm not supposed to have to deal with that.
People don't care about laws or burning dumpsters. Dumpster fire.
What I can tell you regarding Drunk with Powers, it's going to be, I've never been to a bad Squared Circle Pro show. Hobo Hank versus Charlie 50 for the NWA Duke City title. And that's going to be after the show. So if you're watching it on, heckyeahradio.com, you may not get to see that one. So make sure you're coming out to the show. And Patrick, I think you can attest to this as well. I've never seen a bad Squared Circle Pro show. I've seen some that have left me with questions, more so recently, but I've never seen a bad show.
Yeah, no, I can't think of a bad show. Not a show, maybe segments of a show, but not.
I mean,
a show as a whole wasn't bad.
There's a few things when you come to a Squared Circle Pro show that are guaranteed. I can guarantee you that you're going to have a good time. You're going to see good action. I can guarantee. I'm not gonna say the name. Last time I did that, she popped up out of nowhere. I'm not doing that shit again.
Early fans is free.
I can guarantee you that she who shall remain nameless will be buzzing around like a damn mosquito every time I get in the ring.
Oh, God, that's so funny.
And I can guarantee you will leave that show ready to be at the next one. So if you haven't had the opportunity to come to a West Texas independent wrestling show, this is the chance. This is the time. This is the one you need to see. This is the month that has the biggest, the real big shows. This is BCW Hot Blooded. This is Square Circle Pro Drunk with Power. I highly advise everybody to come check them out. I don't know what more I can say about it. This independent wrestling is my drug, and I will continue to say that until the day I die because I enjoy it every time I go.
Ooh, yes, Jello. Yes, the stiff drinks. That's there were hot women, but since Elsie got
He
rid of
took all
them,
the hot women away.
yeah, he did. Yeah.
That's not to say anything about she who doesn't get named, Mrs. Hendry.
That's fantastic.
That's what I'm going to call her from now on is Mrs. Hendry.
Oh God.
Yeah. Mosquito Hendry. That's hashtag Mosquito Hendry. That's from now on Mosquito Hendry. But that's going to bring us to the 9:30 and unfortunately put an end to this entire clown show.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I've had a good time. I dare you to call her that at drunk with power. Oh, Houston. You know not what you do. I will gladly call her Mosquito Hendry at drunk with power. I will remind her that you have to be this tall to ride the ride in the ring. Just saying.
You guys are terrible.
Must be crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, thank you for being here for this dumpster fire. See what I did there of a show. We will be back next week. It will be better, I promise.
Yeah.
I will have had some sleep. Next week, we will actually have Mike Caldwell on with us to go through the BCW Hot Blooded show through the card and kind of talk about what we have going on. Provided he doesn't fire me, I'm going to have Rick Elsie on the week after that. So
I don't think he's going to fire you.
I'm doing my very best not to say anything that could cause that.
I'm just saying he already fired the other guy. What's it? Josh. He already fired Josh, so
he did fire Josh.
He can't really fire you right now because then he doesn't have a ring announcer.
See, I need to not think of it that way though, because that's going to lead to problems.
That's true. Wow. So, Wappo, any final thoughts?
Hold on, I'm checking my cameras.
Ah.
I do have final thoughts. Thank you guys for being here. For you shut your whore mouth. Don't ever say that again, Houston. No, I want to thank you guys for being a part of this, for giving us a platform to, even in a sleep-deprived state, talk wrestling with you guys. I enjoy it every time, and you guys are the reason that I do. Thank you so much for being here and allowing us to do this. Patrick, thank you for keeping everything going. This is the dream, you know? You know how many people looked at me when I told them I was going to do a wrestling podcast and was like, what? Why the hell would you do that? So this is the dream, and you guys make it happen, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Patrick, final thoughts?
Come to the shows, specifically the BCW and Squared Circle Pro, like for sure. I know we harp on that every single time. Every 2 months or so, we say come to them. It really is a good time, especially with Drunk with Power. At Squared Circle Pro, you can definitely get intoxicated. So let's do that.
Well, you can. I can.
I sure can.
No, I couldn't agree more. Come to the live shows. You're not going to regret it. You would thoroughly enjoy yourself. I assure you. And
yeah, sorry to interrupt, but Houston, she did used to do it at BCW, but she got fired from that. And I want to say she did it a couple of times at Squared Circle as well. And I think so, maybe. No, because Josh was doing it before you did.
Yeah, Josh was ring announcing before me. So,
anywho, continue.
I was just going to say thank you again to everybody. We will be here tomorrow night for the SmackDown watch along. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Go out, have a good time, do the things. Enjoy the time with the family, drink a couple for your boy because unfortunately the oil field shuts down for no holidays. So I'll be at work tomorrow, but drink a couple for your boy. Until next Thursday, or until tomorrow for those that want to come to the watch along. I'm Guapo. That invisible person over there is the guy, and we are not your average marks. We'll catch y'all next time. Yeah.